Your show now.
All right, let's go,
With
y'all.
your important instructions.
Please
Okay,
prepare
we
your
do this
calling
every
back into the
single
line for
day, every
show. We are
single day,
reconnecting you
every
now.
day. Let's go, let's go. All right, we ready. Uh, Daily Go Get a Mism Show, and it's the daily Go Get a Mism Show. You think it ain't when it is? You think it won't when it whiz? I know it's a strange start, and we're getting started a little bit late, but don't worry about it. We're gonna catch up. We're gonna do it right. Tonight, we are talking about beating yourself up over a loss. Beating yourself up over a loss. You know, when you're used to winning, when you're used to doing well, when you practice hard, when you discipline yourself, when you try as hard as you can and get to the point and the level to whereas you raise your expectations of yourself because you know that you can perform. You have done it day in and day out, and you try to be mindful of making mistakes and becoming undisciplined, and it can all lead to beating yourself up when you don't win, when you allow somebody who may not be better than you to be better than you that day. Beat yourself over a loss, and sometimes it takes to be the boss, to be the cause, pay the cost. You know what I'm talking about. Maybe I'll mess up, but I ain't gonna beat myself up tonight. We're going to get right this word. So, beating yourself up over a loss. Which one of y'all out there consider yourselves to be your own worst critic? Which one of y'all out there consider yourselves to be your own worst critic? A lot of y'all say that. I'm my own worst critic. A lot of people say that they're their own worst critic to keep other people from criticizing them. I know how it would be. I understand. I understand when you think that you're really the man and you stand on your own 2 feet, 10 toes down. Make sure that you don't mess around. The clowns they come around with the makeup on their faces and you're trying to take you to a bunch of different places, the places that they want to take you to. You don't want to go, but you got to do what you got to. It's time for the show. Beating yourself up over a loss. Which one of y'all consider yourselves to be your own worst critic? Carol Chamberlain. She says, I am my own worst critic. I know how it be. But like I said, some people call themselves their own worst critic. And sometimes your critique of them is that, well, I don't think that you are taking away enough credit from yourself. Because if you're your own worst critic, I think I'm ready to challenge you for the number one spot because I'm seeing a whole lot of things that you're doing wrong. So yeah, sometimes people would say that they're their own worst critic in order to throw people off or in order to show that they are taking responsibility or self um, self awareness, exercising self awareness to let other people know that all right, you don't have to beat me up about my mistakes because I've realized that I'm making them. But I have my own reasons, and I'm about to tell you the reasons for it. It's all good. But many of you are really your own worst critics. Sometimes many people are really good at what they do, and they really do practice hard at at whatever their craft is, and they really do discipline themselves to the point where they should not make mistakes, and they really do um always level up on competition so they can make sure that they do the best and pay the cost to be the boss and beat the best in order to be the best. But it doesn't mean that you're going to win them all. You know, I was thinking about this last night when the Phillies are now down 3 games to 2 when they were up 2 games to 1, and it was looking like they were the team of destiny. And I was like, oh yeah, we're gonna have a parade, we're gonna win the World Series. And then after last night, it was so demoralizing. It was like, oh no, we really needed to be up on that series. We really needed to get this thing done. And now, a lot of people are thinking like, well, we had a good run and it's over. And I'm like, no, no, the Nationals, the Washington Nationals, they was down. They was down 3-2 when they played the Astros a few years back. And what happened? What did they do? They came back and they won the last 2. And that's what the Phillies are going to have to do. Meanwhile, on the other side of the world, or should I say the other side of the country, the Eagles are 8-0. So the balance of the city is crazy. On one end, we ready to win a championship, and on the other end, we're undefeated on our way to trying to get to a championship next year early. So people are really beating themselves up over the Phillies losing last night, because prior to this series, we hadn't lost a home game. Also, prior to this series, the Astros hadn't lost any games. None. They were, they were sweeping the whole postseason. So here we are. Both teams have had to make adjustments. So it ain't over until it's over. So no need to beat yourself up at over a loss. It's time to concentrate on what you can win and when you can win again. Get yourself together. We got to pull ourselves up by our bootstraps. And this is bigger than just sports. This analogy really goes towards anything that we do in our lives. There are many times where people get into a whole depression, a whole depression, because they didn't do something right when they knew better, because they didn't perform when they knew that they could perform better, when they didn't step up to the plate when the time came, and they sacrificed that moment in time. But it ain't over until it's over. I don't know whether the fat lady sings or not. You can't even call a fat lady fat no more. It got to be like when the thick chick starts to blow. Beating yourself up after a loss. Who has done it? Which one of y'all has done it? Like, oh my God, what I do? Why did I do that? I really played myself. Sorry about that, y'all. I'm a little snotty today. You know what I mean? I'm a little snotty today, but it's gonna be all right. You know that moment when you have played yourself and you can't. Nobody has told you that you played yourself, but you feel it. You feel it. You see it. It's coursing through your veins. You feel it in your bones, and you're like, I feel like going home and hiding under my bed, knowing that your bed is sitting on crates. You can't get up under that shit. You're going to take away the crates and have a box spring resting on your back. Shout out to people who don't have a bed, what do you call it? A bed stand, not a bed stand, mattress, box spring holder. What do you call it? The thing, a bed frame. Yeah, for people who don't have a bed frame. Shout out to people who don't have a bed frame. You got a nice mattress, nice box spring, but sometimes they sitting on the floor, no headboard, cold chilling. Some people try to dress it up. Some people try to dress up the bed on the floor, put candles around that thing. You ain't Erykah Badu. You ain't no Erykah Badu in 1997. You know what I mean? You need a bed frame. That's what you need. The bed frame with the 4 wheels on the joint. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got that. But anyway, beating yourself up over a loss. Doing yourself in after you played yourself. Going into a depression after you've made a mistake. Let me take a second out to talk to people who have recently had sex with their ex. You know, sometimes going back to your ex can really feel like a loss. Even though in the heat of the moment, it was the heat of passion, you was like, it feels so good to be back with my ex. I said, it feels so good to be back with my ex. I said, it feels so good to be back with my ex. I said, it feels so good to be back with my ex. It feels like us again. It feels like us again. It feels like us again. But the thing about it, when you get back with your ex, it might just be for a sexual thing. So the ex has not changed anything. The situation between the two of y'all has not changed. And one thing about getting back with your ex is that you are quickly reminded of how fucked up shit really still is and how you have done nothing to get it back right. So many people after the cum glow has dimmed, died down, after the orgasm dust has settled, because the worst thing that can ever happen is for you to have sex with your ex and the sex be terrible. Oh, you gonna beat yourself over that loss. Is it really a loss? Yes, it is. Because that's the way it's gonna feel. And the worst thing about having sex with your ex and it doesn't go right is that you can't tell nobody. Because everybody knows why you broke up with your ex and why your ex is your ex in the first place. So you there, like, I'm so alone. I'm so alone. I can't tell my friends what I did. I can't tell my sister where I've been. I can't tell my brother where I won't go again. I can't tell my mama what happened. I can't tell my daddy what I said. I can't do nothing with my best friend. I'm bled. Bled dry, baby. Bled dry, baby. Yeah, you gonna beat yourself up over that law. Look, you done just bust off. You done just got finished shaking, and here you are complaining, because you know you done played yourself. Maybe you feel like you played yourself because you want more again that you know you're not going to get. Whatever the situation is, it's bad. It's real bad. You know what I'm saying? Real bad. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we're working with when we start talking about beating yourself up over a loss, beating yourself up after a loss. You can't win them all, and we know that. We've taught other people that they can't win them all. But are we living that life? No, we ain't living that life. We tell people that you can't win them all. We really talking about somebody else. We trying to do this. Let somebody else not win them all. I'm getting in this thing because I'm in it to win it. I'm with it to get it. I rewind it, run it back. Yo, let's just start splitting it. It's tough. It's tough, baby. It's tough. Beating yourself up over a loss. What's going on, Carol Chamberlain? Me friend, me favorita. Always great to see ya. And Stacey White, thanks for coming on through tonight. You know we about to do the thing right. My brother from another mother, my brother Norris Hill. Sit back, relax, do your thing, max and chill. Auntie Carrie Wright, morning, noon, and night. It's always great to have my peoples going directly into your site. And Emily Dunlap is in the house. Wow! About to turn it out. Oh, wait a minute. There's no T Carrie, right? My bad. Yeah, I'm so used to seeing certain shit. It ain't. No. Hopefully she's okay somewhere out there in the world. Anyway, beating yourself up over a loss. Beating yourself up after a loss. Like I said, I hope the Phillies are okay. Because they lost 2 in a row. They hadn't done that the whole postseason. But they're professionals. They get paid for what they do. And baseball is a sport of I mean, you lose more than you win in baseball. You don't hit the ball. You don't get a hit every time you go to bat. Nobody does that. Way more people strike out or I guess if you hit a pop fly, that's not considered striking out. But nonetheless, you out. You didn't get on base. So it happens. It happens. Can't beat yourself up over a loss or after a loss. You got to get back on your horse. You have to, Go back and look at the tape. Look at what you did. Find out why the outcome became what it is. Make sure y'all hit that like button, y'all. Make sure that y'all share the show. Make sure that y'all subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. This is the Daily Go Get 'Em Show. I'm your host, Sun752, and we're talking about beating yourself up after a loss. Let's get it popping. Urban Therapy with Sun752, and this your the Daily Go Get 'Em Show. We do this every single day. It rains. Every day it rains. And the DG will do the same. We break it down, baby. Every day it rains. And the DG will do the same. Every day it rains. And the DG will do the same. Every day it rains. And the DG will do the same. Every day it rains. And the DG will do the same. I'm your host, Sun752. AKA Omar with the and if you can't say Omar with the well, then you should say Omar with the R. This is the Daily Go Get 'Em Show. I'm feeling like a real man should, and I hope y'all feel like real men and women should also on this Friday, Flashback Friday. Thank God it's Friday. We're talking about beating yourself up after a loss. Beating yourself up after a loss. How many of y'all, which one of y'all are your own worst critic? I asked it once. I got an answer. I'm going to ask again. How many of y'all, which one of y'all are your own worst critic? How many of y'all mull and dwell and I don't want to say mourn, but brood after a loss, or after you've played yourself, or after you've done something stupid, or after you've made a mistake? How many of y'all have been on a bad date? A bad date. You know, a bad date can stick with you for the rest of the week. Sometimes it might take you it might make you not want to date for a minute. What was the worst? Think about the worst date that you've been on. Depending on when that date was, it may have made or broken you. See, when we were younger, when we were in our teens, when we were in our 20s, if something didn't work out, we went to the movies, went to go eat, hung out, whatever. If it didn't go right, if somebody got on your nerves, if somebody wasn't what you thought they were before you went out with them or whatever, it was, it wasn't that much of a big deal because you were learning. You were exploring, you were experimenting. You didn't have all of your eggs in one relationship basket, especially for just one night. It wasn't that big of a deal. So if you went out, fellas, if you went out with a girl and you spent a couple of dollars on her, but it just wasn't a good date. Like the conversation wasn't good. You could see that her head was clearly somewhere else. Maybe she rushed the date. Like, well, I'm ready to go home. Blah blah blah. You definitely wasn't getting no ass afterwards. She barely was giving up a hug or a kiss or whatever. And you were like, damn. All this time I wanted to go out with her. You know what I mean? I got up the nerve to talk to her, to ask her out, to go out with her and all that kind of stuff. And it was just, it might have been hard for you to accept that you didn't like the chick because she might have been bad like that. Like she was bad. So you still wanted her, but at the same time, you realized that was a dud, dog. She don't even like you. And you don't even like her. But you're like, no, I got to get something out of this. You lost. She not going out with you again. And if she go out with you again, all that's going to happen is that you're going to waste some more money and you're going to have another bad time with her. And it's just going to be it's going to be worse than it already was. You might beat yourself up over that loss. But then again, if you was young enough, be like, all right, I wanted to take the chick to the hotel, the motel, the Holiday Inn. Say what? If that chick start acting up, then you date her friend. That's how it was when you was a young boy. After you get like in your 30s, 40s, if you still dating then, if you haven't been locked down by marriage or if you're divorced now, you getting back out there. It's a whole different ball game. You are playing more to win now. Those wins and losses weigh heavily more now because you might feel like you getting, you're deeper into your veteran status and you might be moving closer to the end of your career. So those, you know what I mean, a no or a bad date, it hit harder when you're a little older. It does, especially for the fact that when you were younger, especially our generation, cats who grew up, who were born in the 70s, 60s, and before then, we glorified women for basically keeping their legs closed or for making you chase them a little bit, making you wait for a little while. Janet Jackson is as late as 1986, 87. She said, let's wait a while before we go to, let's wait a while before we go too far. Nowadays, these chicks they giving it up. They giving it up. So you took a chick out back in the day and you ain't get none. You probably felt better about her. Like, if she ain't get me none, because I'm thorough. If she ain't get me none, then I know she ain't no help. We was wrong back then. We was wrong. Them chicks was picking and choosing back then. But there was a more of an atmosphere of what do I want to say? I don't want to say purity. I want to say there was more of an atmosphere of fidelity. There was. It was more. It was exercised and encouraged through our pop culture and things like that. Nobody glorified nobody being a hoe back in the before the 80s. In the 90s, it started being a hoe started being glorified. Like, nah, you do whatever you want to do. If you gonna be a hoe, be the best hoe you ever been. Be the best hoe out there. You go ahead and win the whole crown, win the whole trophy. And that seems to be where we are now. So my point is, after year 2000, if a chick was holding out or wasn't putting out, that was on you, because she giving it up to somebody. So you might have beat yourself up over that. But it's tough when you really like somebody and you want to like them even though you don't like them. But because they're pretty, you want to like them. Like, I got to get this ass. I got to. I didn't spend hundreds of dollars on this chick. Yeah, it might not be right, but that's what it is. Care Bear, what's good, Care Bear? And also Mia Cunningham. What's going on? Thanks for coming on through. Appreciate me some you. Appreciate me some y'all. Thanks for coming on by. Thanks for standing real tall. What my brother? Hold on. What my brother from another mother talking about? What he talking about? He says, I have to remember to celebrate the small milestones to stay encouraged despite some setbacks. Man, you ain't never done lied. And he also says it keeps anxiety at bay. He says, believe me, I don't remember to do it every time. Okay. He says, just when being reunited started feeling good, you remember why they are an ex. Mm-hmm. That's when I see how much of a goddamn fool I made of myself. Ugh. Ugh, I hear that. And it also says it's been a long time since somebody cared enough to give me the wake up slap after brooding for weeks, if not months. Oh my gosh, brooding. That's the word I was actually looking for. Brooding. Uh, 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 uh. Beating yourself up after a loss. Beating yourself up over a loss. It's a real thing. No, it says monogamy used to be a sacred attribute. It did. It did. If there's anything that has changed more in our popular culture, is definitely promiscuity versus fidelity or versus monogamy. You know, that freak shit is over. We are very over sexualized society. It's crazy. All right. TK writes it back on my regular. Okay, that's what's up. All right, Stacy says, I went on a blind date and he bought me a drink and then he took it back because he was cheap. You can take back a drink? What? What? How can you take a drink back? Like when the bartender bring the drink, you gotta hurry up and be like, thank you. That nigga was so cheap, he drunk after you. Like, give me the rest of that. Give me the rest of that. Give me the rest of that. We drinking. What we talking about? What we doing? What we doing, y'all? What I'm doing? What I'm doing? This is crazy. But yeah, beating yourself up after a loss. Many people have lost a job. If there's anything more demoralizing than getting fired from a job, please somebody tell me. Somebody tell me. I don't care if you hated your job. I bet you didn't want to get fired from it. I bet you would choose to leave on your own accord. You don't want to get fired from a job because it happens in front of everybody, even if it don't happen in front of everybody. It goes through the rumor mill. Be like, oh, yo, they let such and such go. What? Oh, for real? Oh my God. Oh man. I kind of saw it coming though, because blah 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 blah. Yeah. Getting fired from a job, regardless of how bad the job is, you don't want somebody else to make that decision for you. And a lot of people who get fired from a job, people be talking about suing when they get fired from a job. They be talking about blaming somebody when they get fired from a job. They be talking about all kinds of stuff when they get fired from a job. Am I lying, y'all? One thing is for sure, though. Anybody who sees somebody else get fired from a job, they ain't trying to repeat it. I have yet to be on a job where where I heard somebody say, yo, man, they fired Bill this morning. But if I gotta go out, I'm going out like Bill. I have never heard that said. Never, ever. Never, ever. I ain't never heard nobody say, yo, man, if I got to get fired from here, I'm going to get fired just like Tamika did. Meek set this place on fire when she got fired. Meek set it on fire. On fire. So yeah. So but a lot of people, not everybody gets a job right away after they have been fired from a job. Some people, for some people, it takes a while. For some people, it takes them a while to mentally get themselves back together after they have been fired from a job. You gotta kind of collect yourself and get back right, because no matter how much you may have caused yourself to get fired, you really didn't expect to get fired. You really expected to leave on your own. You know, I've known people who had two jobs. They get fired from one job. You would think that they would be like, well, so what? I still got the other job. I ain't all the way down. That ain't how they be looking at it. They be like, I can't believe this. I can't believe they did me like this. And when you get fired from a job, it gets lonely. Immediately lonely. It gets so lonely. I get a little bit lonely. I said I get a little bit lonely. Everybody going to work and you ain't going. And you mad about that shit. Because everybody else is going to work and they getting paid. This might be your pay week. It might not be. Shout out to people who get fired on their off pay week. Yeah. It's better to get paid. I mean, it's better to get fired on your off pay week. Because that payroll has already gone in. Or no, because when it's the week that you get paid, yeah, you don't have the time in yet. Okay. Nar said, Stacy, did he make you walk home too? What the hell? My Cash App? TK Wright put up my Cash App. That is my Cash App too. But that's not really right. It's this. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Oh my. That what it is. That what it is. Oh, you did it right. I didn't see the two R's. I only saw one R. My bad, TK, right? Thank you. Mia says, no, it says, I don't have enough gas to take you. You wildin'. Mia says, I would feel bad for people seeing them get walked out of the job, and they could have been dead wrong. You can feel a little of that sting. Man, yeah. Cal says it's always someone else's fault. Look, listen. Nobody, when somebody get walked out of the job, one thing that ain't nobody trying to do is take that walk of shame with them. Hold on, y'all. Ain't nobody trying to take that walk of shame. I don't care. I ain't like this job anyway. And y'all gonna see, because watch, when I'm gone, y'all this place ain't gonna be the way it was. Fuck y'all. And y'all stupid anyway. And that's why y'all can't keep nobody. That's why forget y'all. Hey Karen, call me though. Call me. All right? Call me. All right, Bob. And another thing, that bitch is blah 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 blah. Y'all gonna see, huh? It's trying to take that walk of shame, baby. You got fired for you got fired for for, for actions, for behavior unbecoming of a manager, supervisor, subordinate. You're walking shame. That walk of shame. Ain't nobody trying to people go, people go mumble under their breath, man. That shit ain't right. Then they ain't have to fire him. That's wrong, because somebody was already talking about they can't fire me. I ain't do nothing. It's not even progressive discipline. They can't fire me. I said, what's yours is yours and what's mine is mine. I saw your mama in the cheese line. I seen her chilling there with a big behind. She was doing her thing, best joint you could find. But she ain't got no job right now. She was trying to get the food stamps and it's going down. Y'all don't work. Y'all don't work. Y'all don't work. Y'all don't work. I said, what's yours is yours, and what's mine is mine. I saw your mama in cheese line. Yeah, baby. Emily said, wait a minute. I don't care. Y'all can say whatever y'all want to. Y'all can say whatever y'all want to. Emily says, now you know that YouTube don't want you cussing. They got a limit. They got a certain limit. You can cuss to a certain degree. You got to make it the potatoes, not the meat. You make it the meat, they're gonna be like, all right, that's dead. All right. Emily also said, now, okay, wait. It says they would have called security on you at that point. Yeah, you're right. Mia said, like, you better head before they call the state police, not the tambourine. It's that walk of shame, baby. No, it says after the walk of shame is over, there's that one that says show's over. Get back to work. Y'all done seen us whip that slave. You want to get your backlash too? Huh? You want the backlash? You never really thought about what the word backlash means. Yeah. Whoosh. Cat of nine tails, baby. You ain't trying. Listen, you got mouths to feed. You got bills to pay. You'll call your fallen comrade. You call them later on. Like, I can't believe they fired you. That is dead wrong. You know what? I'm gonna give you the number to this lawyer, and because I think you got a case. But don't ask me to testify because I still got to work here. Respect minds. Respect minds. Boy, building destroyed. What else, boy? She said that was me until they had security looking for me to escort me out of the building. Walk of shame, baby. Walk of shame. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. No, it says, wait a minute. Kick over a trash can on the way out. Oh, this ain't number water. I'm drinking so this ain't number water. Cal says this was the best comedy show I've been to. I'm just saying. It's Friday, y'all. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure that y'all share the show. Make sure that y'all subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel if y'all haven't subscribed to the channel yet. It is what it is. Okay, Savoy says, yes, Carol, it LOL, very embarrassing. Look, it is what it is. Mia says, talk about, we have that no disclosure we signed, or else I would testify. Yo, people listen. Ain't nobody trying to take that walk of shame. Ain't nobody. Listen, we talk about beating yourself up over a loss. You get fired from a job. I don't care how bad the job was. I don't care how much you hated it. I don't care how much you couldn't stand your supervisor, your manager, or whatever. You listen. A job is telling you that you can't make money for them no more. I mean, what kind of low life diss is that? What you mean? What you mean? You're fired. You're fired. Out, out, out. So good looking out, Cal. But yeah, it is. Listen, you got to move on. That's the bottom line. You got to move on. You got to do what you got to do. You got to do what you got to do. It's not an easy thing. It's not always easy to just shake off whatever loss you've taken, or because you may have put so much time and effort and energy into whatever it is that you were doing that it's just a smack in the face. It's so demoralizing to for somebody to overpower you or best you that day. But it's that day. You'll win again. It'll be all right. We all got to grow up. And part of being grown up is realizing that things change, and they don't always change with our approval. They don't always change at our command. But they are going to change. But when one door closes, another door opens. And that's really, it might not be the door opening that you want. And it definitely wasn't the door closing that you wanted. But hey, you can't stay down in the dumps forever, baby. You got to go ahead and get yours. Stacey White says, my losses turn into lessons. I feel that. That's dope. That's dope. Dope. All right, y'all. We're going to do these birthday shout-outs. We have some birthday shout-outs to do. Some people were born on this glory. Yo, what's yours is yours, and what's mine is mine. I saw your mama in the cheese line. She was chilling there, standing with a big behind. Lob's John on the line that you can find. But the truth for the matter, you ain't got no job, and I put. All right, let's go. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious. November 4th, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special, because they are special, because they are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They get number one out the box, Melly Mel Blake. Happy birthday to you, Melly Mel. And also, Peace Azubuike. Happy birthday to you. And also, Akina Powell, turning 62 years old today. And also, Gerald Smith, turning 80 years old today. And Latoya Wilkerson, turning 39 years old today. And my man, Ock Diesel, on stage, they call him OC Diesel. Happy birthday to you. His real name is Octavius. So it's really Octies. But anyway, and also Janet Hart, happy birthday to you. And also Misty Bull, turning 43 years old today. Happy birthday to you. And last but not least, my girl Tracy Wiley Young, turning 54 years old today. I hope that today finds you all in good health, happiness, mind, body, soul, and spirit. All of y'all go ahead and turn up, turn up. I mean, well, what should I say? All y'all and anybody else who shares this birthday on this glorious November 4th, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on and do the damn, rock out, rock on and do the damn, rock out, rock on and do the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind, and anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember, man, listen. You might beat yourself up over a loss. Of course, you shouldn't celebrate your losses, but for many of us, we've learned more from the things that we've lost or the losses that we have taken than some of our victories have taught us. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the... Okay, anyway. Anyway, it's going to be all right. It's going to be all right. Keep plugging away. Keep studying. Keep practicing. Keep challenging. See what you did wrong. Improve. Go back to the lab, improve on that, keep it moving, keep building, keep stacking. Eventually, you're going to win more than you're going to lose. And that's how it's going to go. As long as you're good at something, you're going to always be able to compete. You're going to always be able to get that money, baby. Get that money, baby. All right. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death. Resuscitate y'all. I love y'all right back to life. We will be back tomorrow afternoon at 1 p.m. for Urban Therapy with Sun Show. So make sure y'all come through tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Urban Therapy with Sun Show. So I will see y'all there, or I see y'all square, however it go. One love, baby. All right, so Blog Talk, we going to get you out of there. Yeah.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio.
You're welcome.
Goodbye.
And for my YouTubers, you know just how we do, but thanks for coming on through. See you on the other side, my boobers. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure that y'all share the show. Make sure that y'all subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. One love, baby.